So we're here today in Arlington, Virginia, right outside of Washington, D.C. And President Obama stopped in Fairfax, Virginia, George Mason University today to give his closing arguments for his health care reform. President Obama said that this is a debate that has been raging on for over a decade in the United States. Democrats have sounded confident that they will pass a bill Sunday, and we'll attend this speech and analyze his address to see how it affects everyday Americans. He urged that the plan would lower health care premiums. For small businesses, it would make it more affordable to provide health insurance for their employees. And for the self-insured, it would lower premiums altogether. Employer-based programs would also see reductions in costs. The Congressional Budget Office said that the proposal would reduce the deficit by $1.3 trillion over the course of the next 2 decades.
We didn't have a lot of money. We didn't have a lot of staff. Nobody could pronounce my name. Our poll numbers were quite low. A lot of people in Washington, they didn't think it was even worth us trying. They had counted us out before we had even started. And now, 3 years later, I stand before you, 1 year after the worst recession since the Great Depression, having to make a bunch of tough decisions, having had a tumultuous debate, having had a lot of folks who were skeptical that we could get anything done. And right now we are at the point where we are going to do something historic this weekend. Of a fateful debate about the future of health insurance in America. It's a debate that's raged not just for the past year, but for the past century. And I've been reading up on the history here. Teddy Roosevelt, Republican, was the first to advocate that everybody get health care in this country. Every decade since, we've had presidents, Republicans and Democrats, from Harry Truman to Richard Nixon to JFK to Lyndon Johnson. Every single president has said we need to fix this system. It's a debate that's not only about the cost of health care, not just about what we're doing about folks who aren't getting a fair shake from their insurance companies. It's a debate about the character of our country. To give every citizen, not just some, the chance to reach their dreams. Because if this vote fails, the insurance industry will continue to run amok. They will continue to deny people coverage. They will continue to deny people care. So the only question left is this: are we going to let the special interests win once again? Or are we going to make this vote a victory for the American people? The time for reform is right now. Not a year from now, not 5 years from now, not 10 years from now, not 20 years from now, it's now. Because we have heard every crazy thing about this bill. You remember. First we heard this is a government takeover of health. immigrants are going to be getting the main benefits of this bill. There has been, they have thrown every argument at this. What we're talking about is common sense reform. A bunch of nonsense. Let's just be clear on what exactly the proposal that they're going to vote on in a couple of days will do. It's going to change healthcare in three ways. Number one, we are going to end the worst practices of insurance companies. Starting this year, thousands of uninsured Americans with pre-existing conditions will be able to purchase health insurance. Starting this year, insurance companies will be banned forever from denying coverage to children with pre-existing conditions. Starting this year, insurance companies will be banned from dropping your coverage when you get sick. And they've been spending a lot of time weeding out people who are sick. If this reform becomes law, all new insurance plans will be required to offer free preventive care to their customers. Starting this year, if you don't have insurance, all new plans will allow you to stay on your parents' plan until you are 26 years old. The toughest insurance reforms in history. And by the way, when you talk to Republicans and you say, well, are you against this? A lot of them will say, no, that part's okay. All right, so let's go to for Obama. Will his presidency be crippled? Or will he be the comeback kid? That's what they like to call scorekeeper for how much things cost. Says will save us $1 trillion. Not only can we afford to do this, we can't afford not to do this. That's our proposal. Toughest insurance reforms in history. One of the biggest deficit reduction plans in history, and the opportunity to give millions of people an opportunity for the first time in a very long time to get affordable health care. That's it. That's it. I do know that this is going to be enormously important for America's future. When we have faced such decisions in our past, this nation, time and time again, has chosen to extend its promise to more of its people. I know this will be a tough vote, but I also remember a quote I saw on a plaque in the White House. And it was a quote from Teddy Roosevelt, the person who first called for health care reform, that Republican, all those years ago, and it said, aggressively fighting for the right is the noblest sport the world affords. I don't know how passing health care will play politically, but I know it's right.